Do you want to be in the video? You too. Hello everyone and welcome back to Mortons on the Move. I know it has been a long time since we have put a video together. And today, though, we are back. I want to tell you a little bit about kind of why we haven't been doing a lot of video. And then I want to take you up, we're going to hop on our backhoe and we're going to go take a look at a piece of property that we are developing into a permanent RV summer camp. Let's do it. So welcome back once again, and I'm not only saying welcome back to you, but I'm gonna say welcome back to me because we have not been on video in a very long time. But we're gonna hopefully try to turn that around and put some videos up again. Some of the reason we haven't done videos in so long is just that they do take a long time and a lot of effort, and video for us has always been sort of a passion project, really something just fun to do and document our travels, etc. Our life's kind of taken a different course. We really had to focus on work for a while, but we have an awesome team that helps us put together Mortons on the Move, and I'm going to try roping them into video so that we can put some more videos together for you guys. I'm also going to change the style a little bit here. We're going to do it with kind of a simpler camera setup. I'm going to have simpler cameras, action cams, so that I can tell the story a little bit easier. I love grabbing those cinematic cameras and telling a cinematic story, but it is just a lot of work. So we're going to change the style up. Bear with me as we kind of figure out this new video style, but I'm excited to get back on video. If you have followed us for a while, you probably know that we have been nomadic for a long time. We still are. We have not purchased a home. We are still living in RVs. This is the first RV that we lived in for quite a few years, and that's the second one, and now we're actually living in this one. Yes, we have all three. Some people would actually say we have a problem, but this is our primary camp that we're at right now, and we've decided to keep our past RVs because they serve a purpose or two. Our fifth wheel is a secondary space for us to stay, and it's also a huge amount of solar power. Now, we are completely off-grid up here, and I'd love to share with you, probably in a later video, how this property works. We've developed this property to be completely off-grid, as easy and comfortable as possible. Water, sewer, electric, all of it's pretty much automated and taken care of. And we'll talk about that in a later video. But what I'm gonna call this is a Morton's RV Summer Camp 1.0, because we developed this in the past couple of years. We put all this gravel in here, and this is really a temporary property. We actually don't own this piece of property. So while we developed this to put all our RVs here and be very comfortable, we are working on what I'm going to call Morton Summer Camp 2.0, and that is up in these woods back here. We're going to go up and check out what we are working on up there. As you can see with Summer Camp 1.0, we've got temporary garages. We've got a couple of them. We've even got our electric car we've had for years that charges off excess solar, and that machine is what's doing most of the work on our new summer camp. So we're going to go take a look at what we've got going on up there. Now, Caitlin is still around. She's inside working right now. I'm sure she will be joining us for a video every so often, but today she is busy. That was a lot of rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and change my shoes here though, and we will hop on that backhoe. And I'm gonna take you up and we're gonna take a look at what we have been working on up in the woods. All right, here we are. Basically, it's just a clearing right now. As you can see, this piece of property, it's 9 acres that we have here. It is it was actually planted red pine. So it's basically a pine plantation, but we cleared about 1 acre of it. So we actually cut this down a couple years ago, and we have been working on actually clearing out the stumps and leveling the terrain. It's been an awful lot of work, and we've had to move a lot of soil. But as you can see, we have a relatively flat spot now. Doesn't look like much, but we are getting very close to actually starting to build on this. Because this is gonna be an RV camp, it's gonna be completely off-grid. It's gonna be kind of like a mini campground, if you will. Behind me here, though, is a little bit of a raised section, and we're going to be building basically a giant carport big enough to store RVs, and that is snow rated for the heavy snow loads that this area sees, so that we can leave our fifth wheel up here when we travel south in the winter. We are not planning to be year-round here. This is just a summer camp. Over here, we're gonna plan to put our motorhome at one angle, the fifth wheel at the other, and then create a big either paved or wooden deck that kind of sits between them. We currently have just all those rugs down there. Now we're gonna actually have something a little bit nicer. And then over here, where we came from is actually not how we're gonna get up here. We did build another driveway. We cleared a bunch of trees, and we've got a really nice drive that we put in. It's about 1,000 feet out to the road. That's one of the reasons that we wanna keep this property off-grid. Not only have we done it before and been very successful, but it was gonna be very expensive to pull the power from the road here. So no reason to do that. In addition to the property or the buildings and whatnot, we're gonna bring in a shipping container that we're going to put a whole bunch of solar on top of, and hopefully eventually insulate that and put a big battery and power system on that can serve the RVs as well. We'll talk more about the utilities and how it's all gonna work in the future. But today, we're actually working on final grade. I say actually rough final grade. We're gonna set up a laser here, and as you can see behind me, this patch is starting to get flat. We're gonna use the backhoe to start leveling it out. Once we get it leveled out, we're gonna bring gravel in, and then we'll actually start to see some real progress. We're gonna put gravel where the building's gonna go, where the RVs are gonna go, and it's gonna be the base stabilizing platform for building everything else out here. So we're pretty excited. You wanna see how we do a little bit of leveling? Let's do that first. And I think I got some stumps to rip out. Got a little bit of work to do. So join me as we play a little bit on the backhoe. All right, if you're curious how this works, on the window I've mounted a laser level receiver. And now we're gonna take this tripod and this automatic laser transmitter. And by automatic, I mean it automatically levels itself. So I only have to get semi-level on it. And we're gonna set this up over here on the side. And what this laser level is going to do is it's going to send a beam out. And I've parked the backhoe with what I want to approximately call level. I've already very carefully leveled about 1 inch front to back in that area. And now we're going to send out this laser, and then it's going to be able to give me indication in the cab. So there it's on. And then we're going to level this here. So see the beam there? If I wobble it side to side, see how it kind of moves? Once it stops blinking, it's good. Now it's sending it out. And then I'm going to line it up on the backhoe. And as we drive around, I'm going to be able to tell if the cab is up or down. This is rough leveling. This is similar to how pros do it, but they usually have it on the bucket or a grader. This is rough work. Nothing in here is really too precision. If you're wondering how we're actually even getting it as kind of designed as we do, most of it's done by a drone. We fly a drone almost every single time we're done, and we have markers that then we look at and we can measure everything out. So that's how we're kind of high level designing this. And we've got everything designed in like a 3D software so that we can kind of tell where we want things. But right now we're just trying to get this level so we can bring in the gravel, and the gravel will be the final level. But let's hop in the backhoe and do a little bit of leveling. Most of the leveling that we're going to do here is with the bucket. We're going to drop it down and back drag it, and that actually cuts, and I can float it in a way that it basically fills in holes. So let's do a little bit of this, show you how it works. I guess first of all, we got to turn on this laser here, and it's going to have a little screen on it, and it'll show you whether it needs to go up or down. So there it is. So you can see the line. That's level. There you go. Even in bright sunlight, you can see that bright laser line right there. And it's lining up and giving me that indication. Oh, it's very hard to see with the glare here. It's giving me that indication up or down, and then center line on the back of this so I can see this. This laser level really isn't intended to be machine mounted, but I found it works pretty well. All right, as you can see, it's getting flatter. The leveling, long and slow process. That's the gist of leveling. Eventually we'll get that little tractor out and it will actually kind of do final, get a little closer. That laser's getting me really an inch front to back, which is just fine. Backhoe's not a fine grader. It's not designed for that, but we're gonna get close enough here. I'm gonna be at this for probably a couple more hours, and then I gotta do the big area as well. So, because that'll bore you, how about we do one more thing? Up here, we're gonna kind of build a little bit of a turnaround. I gotta rip these stumps out. So, join me, let's do that, and then I'm probably gonna sign off for today. There you go. That's the gist of removing a stump. I've done that hundreds and hundreds of times. You got to dig around the base, rip all the roots out, and then you can rip it out. Depends on how big the stump is, of course, and how powerful your piece of equipment is. This backhoe is pretty good for everything that we've needed to do. But we're getting close here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my leveling project for the day and then probably start putting in some drains here. I'll take a little bit more footage, but I think I'm gonna sign off for today. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, you can learn a lot more about us and our journeys over at mortonsonthemove.com. I hope that you subscribe over there. Every Sunday we provide an update as to what we've been up to, and we'll probably be sharing these videos on Sunday in that newsletter. We've got lots more things to show you guys this summer. We've got quite a few projects in addition, of course, to finishing out at least phase 1 of this build. Well, you're not expecting to get everything done this summer, but we're probably gonna get phase 1 done, and the next thing we're gonna get done here is bringing in gravel. So stay tuned. I'll try to put another video together once we get the gravel in here. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are having a wonderful summer, and we will see you down the road. Safe travels, everyone. Bye.